Hello, hello, testing. Let me know in the chat because I'm reading chat. Let me know if I could be heard. Hello, testing. Let me know in the chat. Okay, cool. Well, this is Metatron 7. I have the privilege of commentating this race today. I'm just looking over a couple of the settings here in the comms because I have not done this before. So just want to make sure I get everything set up before we get going in just a couple minutes. Okay, I see timers. Just give me one more second here. Okay. All right. All right. Looks like we are getting set up and just about ready to go. We got both runners in the race time. Got that set up. We got the layout set up. And welcome. Welcome, audience. Today we are racing Metroid Dread. Is the first 2D remake of a Metroid game in 19 years. So it was a long time coming for a lot of people who love the 2D Metroid game series. And as expected for speedrunners, this game was built for them and casual runners too. But there's essentially a lot of tricks and glitches and sequence breaks that you can take in this game. Lots of different ways to beat it in different orders. So In this particular race, it's going to be called All Bosses, any percent, no major glitches. Um, as soon as the racers are ready, they can go ahead and start their timer. Um, let's see. All right, so regarding the category, all bosses means you got to fight all the bosses. And there's 30 of them throughout the game. No major glitches, any percent, obviously it means you don't need to get all the items in the game. You can get however many items and power-ups you need. And no major glitches is the category that says you can use some glitches in this game, but not the major ones. And the major ones being the ones that you can sink through floors, you can go through walls. Like those glitches are banned in this category. So I'll be explaining the ones that come as we go. Just explaining the mechanics of them and different features. And I'm looking here. It says that the race has started, but I'm not seeing. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now the timer goes to about 26 seconds because they're running on digital copies. And that's essentially how much time it takes to load before the game starts. Now, if you see what's happening here, they're talking to Adam, which is the main frame computer of this planet. The story starts with Samus landing on planet ZDR. So there was a distress call sent, and a team of 7 robots called Emmys were sent to this planet. And what you see here is the first encounter with one of these Emmys. I like to call them killer robots. So these Emmys were sent to explore, and then essentially they got hacked. They got hacked when they got to this planet. The radio went silent. And Samus was sent here basically to figure out what's going on with the X and why did the signal go dead with these killer robots. So when she gets here, we see that obviously the Emmy is not really friendly to her, is coming after her, and she inherits a power-up. That's kind of the first power-up that you encounter in this game. That you'll see one that's working later, but that essentially was a broken unit where she got an upgraded cannon, only has one shot to shoot an enemy in the face, and that's how you kill them. So this is the first glitch, I guess you could call it, of being able to shoot through the ceiling. Now you see Greggy doing it. Essentially, when you forward flip, if you're angling at the right angle, you can shoot and you'll clip into the ceiling and the shot will go through and hit that blob. If you hit the blob 2 times, and this essentially opens up a sequence break where you fight the boss, Corpus, which Jor's fighting right now. You get to fight him early. To do it the intended way, you have to get the charge beam first, you have to go through other different sections, but that skip allows you to come and fight this boss early, and you actually end up getting the item from him, which is the Phantom Cloak, earlier in the game than you normally would have. Now, the Phantom Cloak essentially allows you to cloak. uh, just like Sat did, and he slid through there. It allows you to go through those sensor doors, getting seen, and it also allows you to go in the Emmy zone and not get seen by the Emmys. Now, um, the way that those zones work essentially is the Emmy can't go outside of them. When you enter it, if he sees you, it'll go chase you around the whole Emmy zone, and then you either sees you, you either have to parry it or block its attack 2 times, or you die. Like it'll stab you right in the face. So essentially, you don't want to get caught by one of those because the chances are you won't be able to get out of it. Um, Now, you notice that there is no M in the zone right now. And just so you see where Sat's going out that door, that kind of translucent door with the tiles, that's an Emmy door. So when an Emmy sees you, it actually closes that door and it won't open it again until you get out of its window. So what Sat just did here, and they're just making their way through the first section, he did what's called a waterfall skip. I guess that's a nice way to put it, because there's a slang version of it as normal. But essentially, he saved 20 seconds by um, skipping a part where you have to drain the water. And he just did another trick, and I'll mention it when Greggy gets to it. Now, Sat is about to pick up one of our favorite items, the charge beam. Okay, now looking back at Greggy, this skip that he's doing is really complicated. You have to slide, jump, put the cloak, and then spin forward and essentially get that missile pack. You land on that platform that you shouldn't be able to land on. And it allows you to skip a whole section there where you have to drain the water. So runners try and learn that because it's an easy time save. And now you're going to see Greggy going for another little trick. And he got it first try. Good job. That's called the water platform skip. When the Emmy is in there normally, you have to go to the left and stand on a little panel to drain water to raise the platform to get out of that room. But you're not supposed to be able to jump over that wall. But essentially, people eventually figured out that if you manipulate the jump by either pressing melee or aim at a certain height and then hitting jump again, you can come back and just have enough extra height to grab and mantle that ledge, essentially pulling you over, and you skip that part. There's a couple of tricks that'll come up later, but they are pretty useful, and it's just cool how people have figured out that sort of stuff. So Greggy just picked up the energy tank, and I know Satorha probably picked it up, except I wasn't really. Yeah, he does have one. Okay, so usually it's 2, 3, or even 4 energy tanks that runners will get. Usually the more daring ones will just go for 2, which saves a couple seconds on not having to pick up the tank. But on the flip side, you can't tank as much damage when you're fighting bosses. So you have to be more careful with fighting bosses. And that might also affect the strats that you use when you're fighting them. So the most risky will go for 2 tanks. Most people will go for 3. And if you want to be just a little extra careful, you can pick up a 4th, which there's a couple spots to do it, and it doesn't save a lot of time to get. I'm sorry, it doesn't lose a lot of time to get the 4th one if you're just more comfortable with that. Okay, so what Sat just did is another skip. We call it Magus skip, Magus. I don't know who came up with that name, but that's, again, it's another platform you're not supposed to be able to jump over, and that is the last little trick that was required for the sequence break to work. So from the point that you fight the first boss early, Corpius, until now, you needed all those little tricks to work hand in hand to get you to the point where Sat is now, into the first central unit room that he just blew right through. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So Satorha is shooting the first Emmy, the white Emmy, in the face. You missed this part with the broken Emmy because the faceplate was already melted off, and you just had to do a charge shot. So now with the Emmys, essentially you have to melt the faceplate off by shooting the Omega Cannon, and then charge a shot and blow it in the face. So here Greggy's in the central unit room, and it's just kind of a throwback to Mother Brain. You got the eyeball, you got the brain too, you got the Rinkas, and you got all that fun stuff. So I guess this brain is kind of like a computer or artificial intelligence, and somehow it's connected to the ME to give it power. And when the central unit is destroyed, the ME knows exactly where you are. So as Greggy goes out, the ME is going to come straight for him. And there's a couple of setups to kill this first ME. This is usually the most popular one with speedrunners. Is standing right here, and you have to do a jump over, and it's always freaked me out. Let's see if you can get this one. Okay, good. Yeah, he stepped away a little bit more because he was just a little too close. That when it stood up, because when the faceplate melts off, the enemy will stand up and have a short animation that it can't catch you. But if you're too close and you can't charge that charge shot in time to shoot it, it'll get you and it'll stab you. So Greggy did the right thing to move out of there and make some extra space. All right, Satorha just knocks out that D boost and gets his way on the elevator with a time of 9:43. It looks like really good, awesome job, Satorha. So what he did over there at the end is another little optimization trick. We just call it the D boost. There's a lot of D boosts in the game, but if you just say the D boost, usually people know that you're talking about that one right there at the end of Artaria. And it's interesting because the trick saves you maybe 6 or 7 seconds from taking a rail across the top, which isn't a ton of time, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you're going to be speedrunning this game, you might as well go for it because it's just kind of it's not demanded, but it's kind of understood you're going to try and go for the thing. So unfortunately, a lot of people have gotten stuck here in races, myself included, lost 20, 30 seconds, and then you have to go and take the rail again. So Greggy, let's see what you got. Oh, good job, Greggy. Nice. So he had a little bit of a different setup, but I'm sure that he's breathing happy now because that is a little bit stressful, I'll tell you. Especially in a race setting when you miss it and then the backup doesn't work and you get stuck there trying to get boosted off the bats and 15 more seconds go by. You gotta run back and take the thing. So yeah, I'm glad that both of them got through there fairly easily, so that's good. All right, they are both in the second level of the game now, which is called Catarus. Satorha is doing a cool little D-boost again. There it is. So that little bat with its spike can knock you into the rail. Grab the rail on top. You don't have to wait for it to come down, and that saves another couple seconds. All right, Sat is doing another sequence break, so to speak. You can go through the hot room here, and if you get through in time, you'll make it through the other side without dying. And he did that just fine. And that saves about 3 seconds also. Now, let's see. I should mention an important thing coming up called atom skip. Obviously, we've been talking to the mainframe computer a few times, and that is connected to Atom, which is your ship back at the surface. And essentially, when you get to this planet and you make your way down multiple levels, you get a signal from your ship saying, come back to the ship. So you have to go talk to Atom throughout this game in these various stations. Oh, Satorha got a nice pseudo. It's a very hard one to get, but it saves about 11 plus seconds. So good for him to get that one. So people don't like talking to the Atom computer, and it was theorized for a long time whether or not you could break Atom, so to speak, and skip it and get it to stop working so you don't have to keep talking to the Atom computers. Well, one day, a long time ago, a speedrunner named Sonic Orichi found it and posted it on Discord. And you're going to see Satorha do it right now. You know, it could take one attempt, 2, 3. Sometimes people get stuck here for minutes. I've seen top runners get stuck here for minutes in races, and he's got it first try. Way to go, Satora. Nice little D boost. So what he just did there, again, that tower that he went over with those wall jumps, you're not supposed to be able to get over that tower. But because he got over it, he skipped an Atom room, and that essentially tricks the game to think that, hey, you're done with Atom. So guess what? You don't have to stop at any more Atom computers, and you don't have to talk. You can just go straight through those rooms from this point in the game. And that trick alone saves about 2.5 minutes over the entire course of the game. So it's pretty much essential if you're going to be running at this level that you can do Atom skip, and you can do it in a race setting. Now Satora drains some lava so that he can go to. It's interesting in this level. You got to drain a bunch of lava in a few different sections to open up other portions to go to. So Satora's making his way back. We can call that reverse Atom skip because you're going in the opposite direction. Okay, so Greggy's coming up now, and let me explain the mechanics of this trick a little bit more. All right, let's see how he does. So they count the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. Okay, so the melee in that third jump is kind of the tricky part. You got to melee and hit the jump button at just the right time, and that's going to give her the right amount of height to grab that top magnet. So it's actually buffered wall jumps, which in this game, if you hit the jump button just a tiny bit before you get to the actual wall, she'll essentially jump before she gets to the wall, as if the wall is pushed back a little bit. And you can see it by the little white circle that's popping up on the wall. Oh, good job, you got it. Nice. I think that was maybe like 5 tries, so that's great. So essentially, by buffering each wall jump, you're creating a little bit extra distance for Samus to jump further away from the wall than normal. And with that melee, my understanding is that the melee somehow, I don't know if it lifts her or delays her or repositions her in such a way that if you get that third jump right after and then the fourth, you'll somehow just make it high enough to grab that top magnet. Now, it sounds complicated, and it is a really, really difficult trick. When it first got posted on Discord, I remember when it got posted on Discord, I remember that morning, all the runners were geeking out like crazy, and people were putting their own videos of, hey, I got it, and oh, try this setup or try that setup. Well, for me, it took me about 500 times to get it once, okay? Then it took me about another 500 times to get it a second time. So some people were getting it within like 10 minutes, and other people like me took them a long time. So whatever the case, it's definitely worth it, and it pays off when you get that trick to work. So kudos to both of them for getting it done in this race and not getting trolled majorly. Oh, speaking of troll, Greggy and he got away from it. Good job. That little lava dude can really mess you up by knocking you off that platform multiple times. Okay, enough with Adam. Satora, you have excelled and you have made it to Dairon. Now, he went to Dairon, which is the third level here, and it was a dark room, so he had to turn on the power. Now he's gonna find another power-up. The wide beam, yes, also known as the spacer. So he's got the wide beam, and he came all the way this way because he needs to open a door. The door that's all the way back where he just came from. So in the tradition of Metroid games, you do a lot of backtracking. So he's backtracking right now. Nice D boost off of that green bat. So that little green bat that Satora just bounced off of, we really can't stand that guy because he will knock you out. He'll knock you out of the sky and back onto the lower platform if you're not careful. And he's notorious for making that room after the wide beam exceptionally difficult. All right, so that little block that Satora just shot, you saw it had 3 little dots on it. You have to shoot the wide beam essentially straight on usually with the charge shot, or you can shoot it multiple times, but usually a charge shot straight on will activate it so that it moves out of the way. If you're slightly off, it will not work. So a lot of people get trolled by those wide beam blocks, and there's a joke about it pretty much. Oh, nice job, Greggy, getting that. That little optimization where he grabbed the magnet at the top instead of having to climb it all the way up from the right. That saves about a second, and if you mess it up, it loses about 4 seconds because you have to fall back down. So that's just the fun of the game and the trade-off. All right, so Satora is now he's equipped with the wide beam, and he's gonna get to the mythical block. Here it is. That little block is why he has to go all the way to the next section to get the wide beam. All right. So Satora has found his way to the central unit for the next Emmy. This is the green Emmy. And we skipped some of the cutscene animations that kind of show you some of the features of the Emmy before you get into their Emmy zone. So if you would have seen the one earlier, you would see the green Emmy kind of morphing into a smaller form and making its way through smaller passageways. And oh, Satora's going for the most difficult kill. Let's see if he's got it. Mm-hmm. Shazam. Nice. Very nice. All right. So the nickname for that kill is Professor Not So Smart. Can you say the word stupid? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But let's just call him Professor Smart. That is the hardest way to kill the green Emmy, and it's just a tiny bit faster than the method that most runners are using. So you're only going to see top runners try to pull off that trick and do it correctly. So good job, Sat. It's I was like, no, he's not doing that because it's really dangerous to do that one. But yeah, so we got to see that showcase, which was pretty cool. But essentially, if you notice now, Sat has a morph ball. So the little green Emmy that was a morpher, essentially you're getting the power up from the Emmy. The white Emmy, its power up was the spider magnet, right? So you can climb those magnets. And now the green one, who Satora just killed, the power up was the morph ball. So unlike previous Metroid games, you're getting the morph ball quite a bit later in this particular game. And when I played it, I thought, this is kind of strange. Where's the morph ball? And then more time goes by and more time, and then it's like, where's the bombs? Where's the morph ball? So you do get them eventually. So now Greggy's making his way to get that morph ball as well. He's got to kill this central unit, and essentially missiles on the shield break the shield off. And then now that we have the wide beam, you have the 3 shots versus just 1. And mashing that at the brain is the fastest way to kill it in the second phase. All right, Satora is at the next stage, and he is about to get a new suit. But before he gets to the new suit, he has to blow up a room. Or I should say, he presses a button and the room blows up on him. So Samus has got to make her way out. Now, if you stay in this section too long, it'll turn all red and you'll die. So you do have to get out of here pretty quick. And first couple times you play this game, you might just get caught and you might panic a little bit. And it's going to be okay. So Satora makes his way out of there just fine. And you didn't get to watch the cool little animation of turning into the Varia suit, but that's what Satora just got. So now Samus is equipped to go into the hot rooms, and there you have it, not taking any damage anymore. Greggy made a good kill of the green Emmy. Now has the morph ball and is heading through the little tunnels and on his way. So that little door where he just went by is actually where Satora is going to go next. He's going to come on the same red teleporter that Greggy's getting on right now and pick up right at that spot. Okay, cool. Well, hey, this is essentially the elevator music dread. You get to take a little break. One thing about Super Metroid, even though I love Super Metroid since I was a kid, you don't have much time to breathe. You know, you've got the part before getting the gravity suit with the bird carrying you, but in this game, you get several teleporters and transport systems that give you, you know, 15 plus seconds to, stretch, get your mind off the game, have a sip of water. And at first, I kind of was annoyed by all the loads, but eventually I came to appreciate it quite a bit more to give us a little bit of a break. So Greggy's making his way now to get the Varia suit, and Satora is, well, that right there is the boss door again. So if you haven't seen this before, you get a nice little surprise that Kraid is back from the dead. Mr. Kraid is right there. So even though he died a long time ago, still found his way to another planet in another galaxy. You get to kill him again. So Satora, what he just did, jumping up the left wall, is another difficult optimization sidewall jump. Normally, you have to wait for that magnet to come down, and there's a few ways to do that when fighting Kraid. But if you manipulate the jumps and the bombs, then you can make your way up the side, and that will save a little over 10 seconds. I think that was a really good fight. Satora is looking, I don't know, he doesn't like the fight. But I think it was a great fight, my man. Great job. And so Kraid gives you a diffusion beam. And the diffusion beam allows you to you shoot your charge shot further through the wall. So it lets you blow up blobs like that one, which are a little bit bigger, opening up different sections of the game. It'll allow you to shoot enemies that are also and break blocks that are on another side of the wall. So you don't use it a ton in the game, but there are a few sections where you can use it and should be using it. So, all right, this is about right. So they got on the teleporters at the same time, and now they're getting on at the same time again, and here they go. So just a little bit of a background too about the runners. Satora and Greggy, I know them both. Satora is a great guy. He came along in speedrun community. I remember when he first came into the Discord and was just very interested in the game, saying that he loved the Metroid games and he was looking for one to speedrun. And he just got really into it and excited and started playing. Well, within a very short amount of time, Satora was up, knocking his time down by 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and getting almost up to world record pace. So from the very beginning, Satora he excelled very greatly at this game and has ended up taking multiple world records in multiple categories. So he really is the top runner, if not one of the top three runners, in no particular order, in the world right now that we know of. So really awesome to watch Satora play. Very clean movement, and he's usually going to be doing some of the tricks that other people you're not going to see doing. So, and Greggy is another dear friend of mine. Me and Greggy go back quite a bit of a ways. And him and our PBs for the no major glitch category are 4 seconds apart. And we've kind of just joked with each other over the months of, beating each other's time and catching up and then beating it and catching up. So we've had a lot of fun racing each other and goofing off. And I'm glad to be commentating on his race too. So he's fighting Kraid and he just got punched. Yeah. So that's one of the attacks that Kraid can do is punch you off the magnet. And Greggy did the back up really well there. If you get punched off the magnet, if Kraid's almost dead, it's not worth trying to get back up the magnet to shoot missiles in his mouth. What you can do is jump off the wall and shoot a charge shot up at his mouth, and then do it again, shoot another charge shot. And if you do a couple of those, you can use them without having to go back up there. So you just got to get a sense for how much health you think you took, and if it's worth doing the charge shots from below. Okay, so while I was talking, Satorha picked up an item, the grapple beam, and I can talk a little bit about where he is. So right now, you can see him rolling back in the other direction, and he did fall in earlier, and we call that the tomato soup. If you fall on the first pass, you can get back out like he did, but if you fall in the second pass, you'll die and have to go back and reset as a teleporter. Okay, so Satorha just blew past the yellow Emmy, which was good because that yellow Emmy is the fastest one, and if it sees you, it'll chase you faster than all the others. There's a couple spawns that are easy, it's out of the way, but that one, worst spawn, but Satorha was able to get by just fine. Now look at Greggy's screen. Okay, so that second jump that he just did over that gap, that's the second jump that you need to do to get to the early grapple beam. We call that a developer intended sequence break because the way that you're able to jump into that little tunnel up there and go across the lava, like you normally wouldn't be able to do that, but if you're a speedrunner trying to investigate, you would have eventually figured out that, oh yeah, you can make that jump, and you can make the second jump too, and you can get early grapple, and that will open up other potential routes for the game. So they figured that out pretty quickly, and it was integrated very quickly into the runs. So you do that in this route as well. And Satorha just picked up bombs. So after you get grapple, you make your way back across to the other side, and you can put the bombs. And he's rocking now. So they have these little bomb tunnels that Satorha just went through. You just go into that little square, lay a bomb, and it kind of winds you up and shoots you through the other side like a roller coaster. All right, so Greggy's got the grapple beam now. Okay. So you can see that beam is used to open a door and swing. So Super Metroid and other Metroid games, you know, use the grapple in various capacities. And with this one, you've got the blocks, and then you've got those magnet panels, like he just jumped off of, and you can shoot those anywhere on them and connect. So you use it a few times in different parts of the game, and you'll kind of get a sense for that a little bit later. Okay. All right, so these two are spending a lot of time on transportation systems at the same time, which is nice. They can send each other a text, say GG. All right, so Greggy has gotten the grapple beam, and now he's got to make his way back. Now, sometimes you can get really unlucky and fall in the lava where he just did, but thankfully he didn't do that. Okay. All right, Satorha has made it to Berenia. Berenia is the water level game, so throwback to Meridia. And here is where you get a few different items, including the gravity suit, but that's going to come quite a bit later. And you can see yellow Emmy in his way, which is good. So he got a good spawn there. And he's got to go turn on the power and get the box. And Satorha is making his way now. This is a section for movement. You can see he does not have a lot of room to work. And just these little jumps and spins. And he's making his way. So he's about to do a trick called backdoor flash. This is the exit door to the next item. And by jumping on those bombs and holding yourself up above the ground for a few seconds, you trick the door into thinking you're not there. Item. Now, shift, in my opinion, is the coolest thing ever. So you get 3 shifts, or 3 flashes, I should say, and then you recharge, and then you can do 3 more, and on and on and on. So between the speed booster and this, when you combine the two together, you see some really awesome movement in this game. All right, so what Satora is doing there is another minor glitch, which is shooting through the floor, similar how they shot through the ceiling earlier to get to the boss early. Here, you saw him go into the menu and call that a pause buffer pseudo. Essentially, you hold a charge shot in a certain direction, crouch, you go into the menu, and you manipulate the controls a little bit. And then when you unpause it, you are essentially releasing the shot at the correct angle to go through the floor and hit the blob underneath and blow it up. Uh, and the reason people do it in that particular section is because it saves you having to go underneath, because normally you have to go underneath a few levels to get to those blobs and blow them up. So optimally, that saves you a couple seconds, but it'll lose you it'll lose you a lot of time if you mess them up. So it's kind of a joke to some of us at this point, like, are you really going for the Berenia pseudos again? Don't you always lose time doing those? But it's just one of those things where you're going to go for it, and you might lose time, you might save time, but um, I've been doing them for a long time, and I mess them up, so I don't blame anybody for skipping them. Okay, so Greggy's on his way to get the flash shift. Satora's fighting another brain, and this one's going to give him the cannon again. He doesn't like that fight, but I think it was fine. So now that he's got his flash shift, he can just flash shift right out of here, and he's going to shoot the next Emmy, which is the yellow Emmy. And this one moves so fast when you're getting chased by it. It actually has like little lightning going all over running. And lo and behold, the item that it gives you is the speed booster. So yellow Emmy disappears, Samus sucks up the power and gets the speed booster. And where the Emmy was coming out of that little hole, it's always there. It always comes out of there after you exit that central unit room. So the kill is always the same. Just stand at that one spot, aim up, and all done. All right, so here begins the speed booster's use in the game. And if you haven't seen this game before, the speed booster is rockin'. You can combine it with shine sparking to go back and forth between the shine spark and the speed booster, like you're seeing right here. We call these speed keeps. And see there, he's using some techniques to flash up the walls. So with the speed booster, you can jump, you can turn into a ball and roll, you can unmorph, jump again. And if you shoot this shine spark into a slope, it'll begin the speed booster again, and you can keep continuing. So the developers have several slopes throughout the speed sections that people can manipulate. All right, so Greggy is going underneath, which is, like I said, it's very smart to do because, I'll be honest with you, I watched it, and optimally you save 1.5 seconds. That's what I remember. 1.5 seconds if you do those pseudos the right way. Let's see, did he get the bomb jump? Excellent job with that bomb jump. That bomb jump is kind of tricky, but it saves some time. All right, so Satora is on his way to another section. He just did a really cool speed keep. And he's going to fight another boss right now. And this is the first robot. We call it like a robot Chozo. And two shine sparks will kill it. So he killed that thing super fast. Otherwise, you have to sit there and shoot a bunch of missiles at it. So the room that Satora was just in to fight that robot, it was a really long cutscene. And essentially, one of the Chozos was there helping Samus, explaining what are the Emmys, what's the function of the Emmys, who hacked them, and explains kind of more of the story of the Metroids and the X, and you learn about Ravenbeak, who's the master of the Chozo alive at that time, and just an interesting story about how they engineered them. Metroids and various things along the way. So it fills in a lot of the backstory to the Metroid games. Well, as that helpful Chozo is telling Samus more information, that little robot comes out and kills him, and then you got to kill the robot. But the Chozo that helped you was kind enough to open up a secret passageway, and right now Sora is going back to that secret passageway um, to get to the next major sections in the game. So Satorha is he was attempting to do a really cool flash chain right there, and he's saying, "No, why didn't it happen?" Well, it doesn't work sometimes. It's okay. So Satorha, let's see. He's got the speed booster. He's got the flash shift. He got the secret passage opened up, and now he's going back to, and he's going to go through where the new passage that was open to the next boss. And Greggy now has a speed booster. So now he gets to do the same thing. He's going to go through this section of speed keeps. He's going to get to that robot fight, and then make his way over to where Sat is right now. All right, so now that you have the flash shift, you come into this water section again, and there's some really cool speed keeps. So let's just kind of watch what Sat's doing here. Having to morph and unmorph like that is, really difficult, and he makes it look really easy. So right here, he's using flash chain to make his way through those sections, and you could do the speed booster as well, but there's some debate on which is quicker. Probably this is quicker. So here he's gonna charge the Shine Spark, which makes her turn purple, makes the way up, knocks the door boss in the face. Things are called. You can't call him a door boss. All right, so Satorha is now fighting one of the other bosses. Dragia, and right now Satorha is going to kill it in one cycle. So if you hit it, like you see, it's kind of bumping into it a few times. It discovered that resets the timer on the cycle until the first major attack that you can parry. So if you keep resetting that, you get more shots before the parry animation, and you can essentially kill it during that animation, or even before 2 rounds, or even 3 if you're unlucky. So killing it in 1 round will, I don't know, I'll say like 20 seconds from my estimation. All right, Greggy's got 1 Shine Spark done, and he's got a second one. Good job. Sometimes charging those Shine Sparks or storing them in that room is really difficult, and you miss them or you miss the store. It happens to all of us. Okay, so now Satorha is in another level. It's called Gavorin, and he's about to fight another robot, except this one is gold, which means that its armor is stronger, but you are able to get a Shine Spark on it, which takes away a very large amount of its health, and yeah, just follow up with missiles. Now, he's got 11 left. Okay, that was a good, clean fight. Very nice. Sometimes what can happen after you fight that little squid boss is that you end up not having a lot of health left, or missiles. So if you parry that boss, you will get some refills. And that's why I actually always try and parry in the first phase so that I can leave that fight with enough ammo for the gold robot. Otherwise, you can get some refills on enemies right before it. Or if you're really desperate, you can go to a refill station that's right before the gold robot to refill your health and ammo. But truthfully, people die at that fight quite often after leaving Drog because they just don't have enough ammo. And this thing can knock a major punch. So if you don't have the health either, you can die pretty quickly. And I've even died 2 times at that boss. I think in my qualifier, I died 2 times at that boss after the squid fight. But that was before I figured out that you gotta pace your or you gotta look for the refills and take the parry to get that. So I adjusted my strategy a little bit and didn't have an issue after that. All right, so back again. Oh, this is nice. They're just staring at each other. Okay. All right, Satorha has made it to, it's called Elune. And this is a small section of the planet, but it's where Ravenbeak, who's the name of the bad Master Chozo, that's behind all the schemes of the universe, he's hid the X at this part of the planet kind of in a quarantine situation. So by bringing Samus here, essentially Ravenbeak lured Samus to come here by sending out the footage of the X. And you can see them around. They're floating around now. So once Samus gets through this section of the game, well, right now Satora is about to pick up the plasma beam. Yeah, plasma beam allows you to do more damage. It allows you to kill metal enemies, and there's a cool little speed keep he's about to do here. So he morphs, shine spark. He's gonna shave this shine spark for that boss face. Yep, there you go. Very nice job. All right, let's see if Greggy can do the one cycle. So he melees again. Good. One more. Okay, good. Now parry this. Yeah, he's got it. Very nice job, Greggy. Very nice job. Okay. So Satorha just fought another boss very quickly while I was talking about Greggy's fight. It was so quick that I didn't even see it happen. So he just essentially killed one of the Chozos. Chozos are alive and real, and that one was infected with the X. So after you take some of its health away, it'll do an animation. Turns kind of weird looking with all that black sludge coming out. But yeah, essentially with those, you just kind of mash as fast as possible because the beams take away a good amount of health and there's no fire rate cap. So you can essentially just shoot as fast as you can to get through it. Satorha just skipped a cutscene that is badly placed in the middle of a transport. So if you're not careful, it can start playing when you're looking away a bunch of time. So Greggy's fighting the gold robot. Got the shine spark. Now Sad is doing one of the more, or I should say the longer speed keeps in this game. He's carrying it all the way into the blue Emmys. Now the blue Emmy, its power is to freeze. So if it shoots you with its flashlight or hits you with its flashlight, you will freeze for a little bit of time. Oh, Satorha got scammed. We call this the mushroom room because these little things mushrooms and they disappear after a couple seconds of. Yeah, his face says it all. It's just like, oh, this mushroom room. So yeah, if you mistime anything, you'll fall back down. There's that big flying beetle in there that will just keep knocking you back. So you gotta kill the beetle. You gotta wait for the platforms to respawn. And yeah, I've been knocked down 2 or 3 times in that room, and yeah, it's just really frustrating. So I totally get you. All right, so Greggy is making his way out of Gavorn, and he's going to go to Lune, where Satorha was, and he's going to get the plasma beam. So Satorha just killed the blue Emmy, and from this you will get the power of the ice. So the super missiles that Satorha just got in Gavorn and Greggy got in Gavorn, they get replaced with the ice missiles. So there's no changing items in this game. You can't turn off one or the other. They just kind of keep getting built onto the next. So you really have super missiles for a couple super missile door covers in this game, and then that's it. And you switch right to ice missiles. So with the ice missiles, you can shoot those fire columns that block the way. All right, now Satoru's going to do one of the fun tricks in this no major glitch category. It's not a major glitch. Let's see, there he goes. He got it the second try. So he essentially, it's called a ledge warp, and if you saw, he jumped and morphed onto the edge of that platform, and it did a little hop up, bounced, and kept going. That's the indicator that you've stored it correctly. Now he can't unmorph, or else he's going to lose the warp. You have to stay morphed until you're ready. So he's getting the item now that he's ready. And after the item, after this menu goes away, he's going to jump and unmorph, and he's going to reappear at that corner where he stored it. And there he went. So that just saved 15 seconds of him having to backtrack to get to that point. And the way that glitch works is it just basically stores that spot. You have to land. It's a frame perfect trick. So you have to land on that corner and hit the morph button at just the right time. That'll be basically like one frame faster than her landing on her feet. And if you do it one frame too late, you get what's called I don't know if it's a space ball or a gravity ball. I don't remember, but you kind of get launched into the air, and that's how you know you're just a frame too late. So it's a frame perfect trick, and it's not super easy, but after a while you get the hang. It's not really super difficult to be able to get it in the first 3-4 tries, maybe 5 tries. Once you get more used to it, the first 3 tries are pretty doable. Okay, so Greggy just finished off that Chozo. Very nice job, and he's skipping that E-tank above. So sometimes that's the 4th E-tank that people will get after the Elune Chozo, but he's going to stick with the 3. Okay, so Satorha is now back in Bereni, 3rd time, and he's about I guess these shine spark. So this one he stores, and then he fronts with the shine spark, and then continues it into the next section. And this essentially allows you to call the early gravity. Okay, I think I had an issue with my should be fine now. Okay, and he's now going to make his way to Mario, which is now frozen. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I think I was having some issue with my mic, but hopefully it's not causing a problem. All right, so where were we? All right, Satorha is on the transport to get to the next section, which is actually the first section of the game, but now it's been frozen over because a science experiment gone bad created a big monster, which turned off the heater. So Samus has to find her way all the way back through this frozen section kill the big monster, turn on the heater, and thaw it out and come back. So right now is another boss that is another Chozo warrior. It's got red armor and it's a lot stronger than the one before. It also shoots out the black stuff from its mouth. Very quick fight. Again, when you hit it with the Shine Spark, which you can keep from the previous room, it takes away a ton of its health. So now we get to watch Satorha make his way through Frozen Artaria, which is a lot of speed keep. So let's just keep an eye on him and watch how he does this. Greggy, I think, is going to attempt Ledge Warp. We'll see if he does or not. No, he's going to skip it. That makes sense. All right, so Satorha's during a short boost right here. I don't know if that's... Okay, here we go. All right, so he's doing this speed keep now. Back, back, back. Charge the Shine Spark. Jump up. Good. If he didn't do that, he'd have to do bomb jumps to get up there. So, right, he's getting scammed. Oh, that's that thing right there, that spiky dude. Yeah, he's a pain. I feel you. I totally feel you, Satorha. And the one thing that stinks about Frozen Artaria is that the enemies take so much damage when they hit you. Like, I died so many times trying to learn Frozen Artaria. So yeah, it's not it's not really fun, but it is what it is. Okay. Well, Satorha, you made your way through. Don't get too hard on yourself. It's all right. It's okay. We all get scammed in Frozen Artaria sometimes. But yeah, he got through just fine. A couple of hiccups, but it's okay. The speed keeps are not so easy in there. The thing is tricky on a few. Got, I mean, literally, if you do one just a little wrong in one of those rooms, grab a ledge and pull yourself up the wrong way, it's going to move the position of one of the enemies later in the room, and that'll completely screw up your movement and your speed keep. So it has to be really precise in there, and just one little thing off, and it can throw off the entire speed keep that you've been trying to do. So, okay, well, where are we at now? Okay, Satorha is now at the boss that turns, and he's got to go figure out what is this boss. All right, Greggy, Shine Spark to the green teleporter. Oh my goodness, look at this monster. This is Z57, and he's a boss that gets skipped a lot because of the different sequence breaks, but we get to watch him in all his glory. All right, so right now he's shooting his hands, and by shooting his hands off, it pushes Z57 to go into the spit animation, which creates a windstorm. And when there's a windstorm, you are allowed to charge your speed booster. So Sat's charging the speed booster, and then he sticks his face out just in time for you to whack it. So thankfully, the developers created a way for us to kill that monster fast, because when you have to kill it the regular way with missiles, it's just not fun. All right, now Sat is getting out of there with another speed keep. Very nicely done. And Greggy, oh, Greggy, I feel you. Yeah, he got scammed out of the gravity puzzle. So shake it off, try it again. Nobody likes that, but it happens. And in fact, I was doing a run earlier today. I rage quit because I failed this 2 times, this gravity puzzle. So there you go. Good. He's got it. It's definitely not easy to do, and if you mess up a little part, you have to go all the way up and start it again. Okay. So what Greggy just did there was break up those blobs to cause you to drop that big thing and break that bridge, so that now you can go get the gravity suit. And Satorha is on his way back now, and he's about to one of the strongest items in this game, Screw Attack. So just like other Metroid games, it gives you tremendous power when you jump and spin. You can destroy most enemies. just by touching them, and you get to break through specific blocks that are made to only break through screw attack. All right, so these guys are getting on the train at the same time. It's the same train, so they're going to be high-fiving on the transport. Okay. All right, so Satorha is back in Berinia now. This is the last time in Berinia. So he's skipping that missile pack. All right, so now we've got the first robot fight that has 2 robots in it. Just like the other robots that were fought before, it's the same patterns, same way of attack, except there's 2 of them now. And they'll take a lot of damage with the screw attack, but the fastest way to kill them is how Satorha just did it. You just spam the plasma beam, because it'll go right through one of them and hit the other one at the same time. Oh, Greggy, no! Oh, man. I saw that coming. Sorry, man. Yeah, his health was really low, and then he hit with a spit attack. So it happens. It happens. So he's gonna he's gonna go back and charge Shine Spark again and carry it down in. Okay, good. And now hit it with the, so it's gonna break this shield. That's what it did, it broke the shield. So you can take 2 hits here, and then you're pretty much almost dead. So yeah, usually taking 1 direct hit is decent. Nope, that was close. Okay, Satorha is on another boss right now called Golzuna, and here because he keeps giving it major damage as it's spawning. It spawns in 3 different phases. It starts as a cute little creature, and then it turns into a bigger one, and then it ends up with this monstrosity. And see, he's sliding and then turning around and charging a Shine Spark, and that allows you to hit it. And the first little phase, good, very nice job, Satorha. Cameo pose, smile. He's loving it. He's loving it. So let's see. All right, Greggy did not keep the speed. Oh, where's he going? Oh, okay. All right. So I guess this is a backup. If you don't keep it all, you can go that way. The other thing you do is do bomb jumps to get through, get up to that upper platform, which is kind of tricky because there's 2 enemies right there. So you essentially have to kill one, if not both of them, and then do the bomb jumps. So what he did there was a good backup. You didn't have to worry about the bomb jumps and killing the enemies. There he goes, up to the elevator. Flash shifts over there, very good. All right, cool. So now he's on the way back to get that boss that's that kill. All right, so Satorha is now making his way towards the later sections of the game. Right there, he just did what's called a reverse grapple block. That grapple block is only allowed to be opened from the other side, but if you slide into it, it's a similar mechanic of shooting through the ceilings and through the floors. If you slide into it and spin around and then shoot your grapple beam, it'll allow it to the back reversed. So it's a quick little maneuver. It's not very difficult, but if you do it quickly, you get to open that up and you don't have to go through the part. So you can bypass that. All right, so Greggy is going to take on Z57. and Satorha is making his way through another section. It's called Ferenia, and this is where there's a purple Emmy is hiding somewhere over here, and the purple Emmy can shoot through the walls. And I'll let you think, what item is it going to give you if it can shoot through walls? So let's see, Greggy is doing the missiles. You pretty much got to shoot Z57 with a bunch of missiles and get him into this hand attack. And that little ball that's getting charged, that's trying to shoot Greggy, as long as he keeps moving around, he's not going to get hit by that thing. And my understanding too is that that attack from Z57 will recharge its health. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he recharges his health through that attack. All right. All right, so there. Whoa! Oh, nice. Greggy did the cutscene for that. That was really funny. I haven't seen that before, but that worked. Okay, so while I was talking, Satorha just killed another boss. You know, you just look down at the ground and Satorha kills a boss, or you look at your phone and Satorha kills a boss. He's just killing bosses. So, all right. So that I'll explain the kill when Greggy do it because it just happened too quick, and I was talking about the other one. But that boss was called SQ, and the item inherited is this one right here. It's called Storm Missiles. So you get to aim with that orange line, and you lock onto multiple targets with the missiles and can launch them. So you use them to open up these blocks, and then you can also use them in various rooms to kill various enemies. In the speed runs themselves, there's only a few places that you need them, but if you're casually playing, you can use them all over the place, and it's a lot of fun to use them too. Really cool weapon. All right, so Satorha is flash shifting through that area, and oh yeah, he did just kill another boss, two bosses, two more robots. So you got to fight the double robots twice, and that's the last time that you kill them. And he shine sparked the one on the left. That was gold. Gold one has more strength, so use the shine spark on that one. Mash it with beams, and you basically kill them both in a very short amount of time. All right, so Satorha is making his way to the last central unit of the game. And this one is the easiest to kill because you have the screw attack, and after you shine spark the plate, you screw attack one time into the brain and it's dead. Okay, so with the purple Emmy, you get out of the room and then you have to shoot another panel that drains this water. And there's a few setups to kill the purple Emmy, and Sad is going for the fastest one. It's also the most difficult one. And you can't miss 4 shots. So you see those little, they are like little bullets. If you miss that faceplate 4 times, then you have to do some funky maneuvering. Oh, he got wonked. Did he parry? Oh, he got stabbed. Dang it. Well, it happens. It happens to the best. So Greggy is now fighting the twin robots, and he's using the proper technique to bounce into it. So he's keeping them on the left side of the platform intentionally. If you keep them on the left side of the platform, they essentially will stay there, and you can keep shooting through one into the next. And the trick to doing that is to slide into them as the first one's about to slide into you. It allows you to take damage and not get knocked back, and to keep shooting while they're in place. All right, so this time Satorha got the faceplate to come off, and he slid under that effectively. So good job, Satorha. That is the hardest kill, and it's the hardest kill for a reason, because you can die. You can die pretty easily. So yeah, it's not something that I do just because I play it safer. I'm kind of like a mid-level player, so I don't really go for all the hardest strats. even if they save a couple seconds here and there. But definitely understandable. It happens. That little the pink Emmy can really get you in that spot. But good job getting through it. And Satora is going to make his way out. And now Greggy is fighting Golzuna. So right there, he just killed the second phase. So this is third phase Golzuna. He takes 2 Shine Sparks. So he's going to get 1 here. And let's see if he can. Okay, good. Stores the second. Very nice. He's going to fly over the next one, and then he's going to Shine Spark the Core X. Oh, he misses that. Do it again. Good. All right. Jump up, get the core. All done. Very nice job, Greggy. Golzuna is a troll boss, and you can lose a lot of time if you miss those Shine Sparks. So you did a very good job there. Oh, are we going to get to see the Greggy special? He does not like cross bombs, so he just missed it. He likes to Shine Spark again across that one lane, so we missed it. It's okay. All right, now Satora is back in Hanubia. Now this is the red Chozo. It's another Chozo who's also red. And we missed an animation here that broken Emmy that's sitting on the ground. It came into this room and tried to kill Samus. Samus grabbed the point, the spiky point, and essentially drained all of the energy out of the. So Samus activated a special power that she had, from the Metroid DNA that she has within her. It starts to come alive, and it's a point where she's able to use the same type of energy sucking power of Metroids to take energy from these enemies. So she kills the Emmy with her bare hand, literally just touches it. And then the red Chozo shows up, and she kills the red Chozo. Now she acquires the power bomb from the dead Emmy. So power bomb, really cool item in this game. You get it right at the end. If you're doing 100%, you get to use it a lot more because you backtrack and collect items. But here, you're just kind of using it a few times to get through these rooms. So you can see Satora is just breezing through. He's got to get a couple more from the items below, from the drops. Okay. He's going to have a Shine Spark here, where he's got to break the bridge and fly right up. Okay, very good. And he's going to fight the last boss before the final boss. So this is going to be another Chozo, except it's gold Chozo, and it's the strongest one. So the fight is exactly the same as the others, the same attacks, but he's just way stronger. So if you get hit one time, take a couple energy tanks, and it's just very easy to die from this guy from just one hit. So Greggy got through the purple Emmy zone. He did get spotted. Actually, wait, did he get? Yeah, he did. I didn't see if the door closed or not, but essentially he used the Phantom Cloak correctly, which is what allowed him to get out of that zone and chased by the Emmy. So good job using that. All right, he's going on the top route. Okay. All right, so Satora, he killed another boss. So he's going up to now kill the last boss, Ravenbeak. I don't think the Chozos have a king, but if there was a king, it would be Ravenbeak. Okay. All right, so Greggy is fighting SQ. I looked away for a second, and this is a quick fight. So if you charge the Shine Spark again from outside, it just takes like a couple of hits with the screw attack afterwards, and it's dead. You get the storm missiles. So Satora now is at the final boss. He had to lay a power bomb blow through that wall there and Shine Spark up. And now this is a 3-phase fight. Ravenbeak, who you just find out is your dad. So Samus was genetically engineered from Chozo DNA, this guy being her father, and some other DNA. I don't know. But she just finds this out and she's kind of upset, you know. So she's like, I'm just gonna take you out, Dad, and not taking you out to dinner. I'm gonna cook you for dinner. So this is phase two of the fight. Ravenbeak spreads his wings and um, oh, got a melee. Oops, that's okay. So Greggy is taking care of the other two Chozos right now. As you can see, just smashing straight through them. All right, so Satorha is making. Okay, he got through phase two. All right, so he's on the third phase now. There's a lot more RNG factors in this phase. You know, there's that dash attack. There's the stun. Okay, so when he launches the stun, you have to lay a power bomb to explode it, and you get a lot of drops. I guess that's like a little black star. The sun will start shooting out rays that'll. Well, he got close on health. Okay, good. Nice. All right, so two parries and Raven dead. Good job, Satora. That was close. His health was another shot, and he might have been dead. And then you lose if you die in Raven phase three. It's like a solid minute and a half loss, um, something like that. So, yeah, it could have been. I'm sure he would have not been happy if that happened. So it's a good thing it didn't. All right, so now you crashed the ship out of the sky that Ravenbeak was on, and he got swallowed by an X and turned into a big dinosaur with a bird face. And Satora just blew off the bird face. So that is the end of Ravenbeak. It's going to turn back into an X, and Satora or Samus now has the ultimate weapon, the super gun, super cannon, whatever you want to call it, and you get to use it to help you escape. So just like was told from the beginning to Samus, she has to get back to the ship, and this is what she's doing. She's getting back to the ship before the planet blows up. Greggy is doing the same kill as Satora, except you can see that the Emmy is underwater. So this is called a deep blue kill, and did a very good job with that. So there's a trick with draining the water in the room before that if you shoot the panel 2 times, it'll actually not drain the water. And this allows the Emmy to come out much slower. So if you're doing that kill in that particular spot, you have more time to shoot the bullets, which makes it just a little bit more lenient. So good job, Greggy, on that kill. Now Satora is at the end. The ship is almost here, and he's doing the last little speed keep to get there. And Satora wins the race. GG Satora. 1:16:12, my friend. Very, very nice job. That is, I think that's just a little over a minute of PB, if I'm not mistaken. It was a low 1:15. Um, yeah, awesome job, Satora. So Satora wins the race with. And let's see, he had one death, and then you see on the screen 30 bosses. So he did get through all of them. Very nice job. All right. And there you have a Ron, one of the world record holders in multiple categories. So we all got to get treated to watching him play the game and get through all of those sections so quickly and the boss fights so quickly. You got to see some of the tricks that most of the other runners don't do. And that's one of the treats to getting to watch one of the top runners. So and Greggy is now made it to the Red Chozo. So this is the last stretch of the game. And killing this one, I guess I didn't talk about the fight last time. So you do a combination of the storm missiles followed by the beam. And the storm missiles are used while he has its shield. And you aim the missiles And when it attacks you, you jump over him and release the missiles. He gets hit. You keep doing that a few times, and it'll skip um, the shield attack. So let's see. I think the stream just froze a little bit. Let's see. Screen. All right, I'm just looking right now at the audio here to get these guys in the race interview after. Okay. All right. Satorha, just hang on tight for Greggy to finish and we'll get you guys chatting. Okay, so Greggy got the power bomb. You see, he just laid it. Well, he was going to do it here, but if you blow up the power bomb outside the door, it carries the blast into the next room. So essentially, we try and do that because uh, it eliminates the need for you to use that time in. So lay it in the room before, let the bomb detonate as you're going through the room transition, and it carries the blast into the next room. All right. Oh, okay. I didn't know you can speed booster right into that guy, but that works. Okay, so here comes Mr. Gold Chozo, and you can see he's got the shield. So Greggy's charging the storm missiles, and when he raises the shield, that's when you let them. So he gets another lock on him there, and then he's doing another round of storm missiles. And then you just finish it up with a mash. Very nice, very clean. And it's just interesting that all of these parries at the end, but it's all the same. I guess they all got trained in the same matter of combat. It's like our last two attacks shall be two melees before we die. All right, Greggy is on his way to Iterash. And I don't know where they come up with these names for these levels. My kids think it's called It's a Rash, like there's a rash there, but it's not. I swear, my kids come up with the silliest names for this game. All right, so Greggy is on his way. There's a couple charts, speed booster, or you can do a combination of flash shifts, and I do the flash shifts. He's doing a speed booster here. Okay, let's see what he's gonna do. Oh, he's gonna do that. All right. So this is another way to do it. You can charge the. Oh, very interesting. Huh. Well, I haven't seen that one before either. Well, Greggy's got a reputation. They say proprietary speed keeps. Greggy keeps, we call some of them. So I really get entertained by some of the stuff that he pulls together. So yeah, I never saw that set up to lay the side and do a spark. So it worked fine. Let's see. Is he doing 9+1? Okay, so he might be doing. I didn't. All right, so in the first phase of Ravenbeak, if you deal enough damage to him, he will skip his gold suit, and when he turns into the gold suit, he's invincible. There's a lot of time waiting for a certain cycle to come to give him damage again. So Greggy was able to do it. There's a couple ways to manipulate him at the beginning and deal damage, and essentially skip the gold suit. We call that gold skip, and that'll save you maybe 20 to 30 seconds, depending on how bad of a gold suit RNG you'd get. What Greggy's doing now in phase 2 is actually manipulating to stay over to the side of the screen. So you just keep sliding under him like that, back and forth, and then, oh, nice. All right. Well, he got that through really quick. This is phase 3, so there's a variety of attacks that he'll do in phase 3. One of them is that red wave that you can parry, and essentially that puts you into that cutscene that gives you a lot of free shots at Ravenbeak with missiles. and your missile fire rate is actually faster in that cutscene for some reason. So if you get that attack about halfway through this, man, he's done already? Jeez, that was fast. Wow. So that just goes to show how much damage you can do in first. If you get that red wave parry at the beginning. Um, yeah, so if it comes like halfway through the fight, you're not supposed to. You could parry and turn around and look back, and you can skip the cutscene because what you'll end up doing is causing extra damage to Ravenbeak. So you're actually extending the fight longer than you need to. So if it's not within like the 4 attacks, maybe you generally skip the cutscene. But Greggy was fortunate enough to get it right at the beginning, which is ideal RNG. So he dealt a lot of damage and finished that fight really quick. All right. And Greggy is making his way now out of escape. Really solid time here of 123.52. He's going to end with a 124 something, which is a great time. I know his PB is just in the low 124, like really just right around here. I think it was a 124.02. So to get that close in a race is really commendable. I mean, some people PB in races. I don't know how they do it, to be honest. I'm always like 2 or 3 minutes behind. And a lot of people I know are in a similar situation. So, um, yeah, he did a really good run here, and he's making it. There is a speed keep that you can do there, which is a little bit key. And most people don't go for it. Okay, so you can spark up. That's one method to go up, and then there's a few others. All right, he's going to finish it out. There's a few different speed keeps you can do at the end here. Let's see if he can pull this one off. Okay. Yeah, this one is difficult. Almost. Mr. Greggyspike is finished. GG. Congratulations, 125. Very good time for Greggy. Very good time for Greggy. All right, awesome job to both runners. Okay. Okay, awesome job, runners. I'm gonna go ahead and call lined up to get these guys into the after race interview. Hello.
What's up?
Hey, Satorha.
What's up? I was waiting for Greg, but I saw that we were done, so.
Hey, what's up, GG?
A bit early.
Your audio is a little funny. Let me see if I can.
Oh no, I know what it is. Hold on. Wait, what? No, it should be fine. Hello? Am I good?
I hear you. 1 second.
Unless I broke my microphone somehow, I'm pretty sure I'm completely fine. That would not be good. Uh-oh, Metatron has left the voice channel. I'm here with all of you. Alright, let's start the interview. So, Sat, how'd you feel about your run? Oh, I'm glad you asked. It was terrible. I'm trolling. Greggy is not getting the invite. Let me actually just Let me just get it for bro.
Okay. All right. Is Greggy coming in?
I don't think he's getting the invite from the bot, so I just sent it to him. Yeah, he is popped into the server now. The join up here, and we're going to be golden.
Okay. All right. I see him in the other.
Meta's gone to fetch Greggy. Guys, get in here. We need to talk about how bad our runs were. Because that's usually what happens in a speed gaming interview, right? How'd you feel about your runs? Oh, my run was terrible. Yo, Greggy, what's up?
Oh, my run was terrible.
Hello. Is everybody? I see Greggy and Satorha in here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, hello.
Satorha in here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Meta, hello?
All right.
Oh, no.
Greggy, are you
Nope.
in here, Greggy?
I am here. Can you hear me, Meta?
I cannot hear you guys.
What?
Oh, no.
Problem.
Well, while that's being worked on, GG's on the race, my man.
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Gosh, I was all fuzzy because of my headset. Okay, we're
All
good.
right, you're
All right,
back.
cool. Hey, great job to both of you, GG. It was really fun watching you guys. Just congratulations to Satora, obviously for your win. You look like you were about a minute away from your PB. I think you have a low 115, if I remember correctly.
I have a 114.50 at the
You
moment.
do? Oh,
Yes.
well, goodness. I don't think that one's on the leaderboard. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
It should be. That's weird. I'll look at it later.
okay. All right. I haven't
All right,
looked
all
in
right.
the last few days, but awesome. And Greggy, GG to you as well. You also finished within about a minute of your PB. So that's always a big accomplishment in a race. And usually people are 2 or 3 minutes off. So awesome to see that. So I'll start with you, Satora, as the winner. You did an awesome job. You showcased all these great tricks and time saves and movement. And then there was a couple of times where you were just shaking your head, shaking your head at the screen, saying no. So how did you feel overall about the run, even with those hiccups?
Yeah, those parts where my eyes kind of narrow and I just start shaking my head. I have been playing this game for a while, so I could avoid burnout going into tournament, and it's clearly
Mhm.
showing with the mistakes that I normally never make. But I'll shake it off eventually. I was playing, at least until Glazuna, I was playing within the standard that I had set for myself. I think I was pacing probably a low mid 115
Mhm.
until that point, and then I lost like 20 seconds on Glazuna because I'm terrible. And then I died to Wave Emmy in the worst way possible, so I lost like probably over 45 seconds.
Mhm.
And then my mashing on Ravenbeak was so bad that I almost died twice.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah. I almost thought you were gonna die in phase three, so I
oh
freaked out.
yeah. I'm so glad that so when you take the combo attack from Ravenbeak in phase 3, you don't take damage from the second hit because it's too fast. So I'm really glad about that because I'm pretty sure I would have died.
Uh-huh. Oh goodness.
Um, I
Yeah.
mean,
That.
yeah, but like regarding the in-betweens, the stuff I did well, I mean, I'm completely happy with that. I just need to get back to grinding, and then I should
Mhm.
be in peak form
Mhm.
whenever I play next, if I just play. So that's gonna be
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
I just want to say GG to Greggy, because this matchup's not very easy. This game is not very easy.
The
Even
game's not easy. Yeah.
playing in a tournament setting it just compounds everything, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So warm handshakes to Greggy for sticking through with it.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Thank you,
Very cool,
brother.
Yes,
Greggy.
sir.
Yeah. So, Greggy, you also did a fantastic job. And yeah, again, when you set up these tournaments, the way the brackets work, um, you're going to have people at different stages throughout the tournament. So, like I played B Dog a couple days ago, and B Dog is on Sats level, world record holders, and me and Greggy are on our own level. So, you walk into these races, you're just going to do your best, and I think Greggy did a really great job getting close to his PB. So, Greggy, what do you want to share about your race? Overall, I think it did really great.
I mean, the race was okay. For me, the run was a disaster. I died to fucking Frozen Chozo and Tarian, so yeah, that was a problem. But other than that, I mean, I was close to my PB, so I'm pretty happy with that. And also, GG's sat on your
Yes, sir.
current time. It's very
Yes.
nice to be able to play a very great player like you, so I'm very happy actually. So
I respect it, man.
at
Just as
least I
much
have a
as I
video
respect
now.
you.
At least I have a video now to compare my runs and try to improve. So
Oh, hell yeah.
like Meta said, I have a 124 or 2. So yeah, if I didn't die to that Chozo, I probably got either a PD or the same time. But I'm happy that I have a 125.09 for the race. In
Right.
the tournament setting, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we both died to stuff that we never thought we'd die to.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, why? Like I have 3 tanks. Like, what's going on here? But I'm pretty happy, man. Thank you again for the race. It was pretty fun.
You as well,
Now I'm
dude.
looking forward to fight my man Jalak.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Like will be next. Mm-hmm.
Both sides of the bracket looking real spicy.
yeah.
I'm gonna bring up the brackets real quick and just update on where we're both going. Obviously, we know that you're going to go against Jalak. That guy is a demon in his time bracket. So it's gonna be a really intense match, I think. Good luck to both of you. I will be advancing against Jaina. Great.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
are also pretty damn good.
Yep.
That's
Yep. Yep. Jay's in the top 10 for sure, and
Mhm.
they've been running a long time.
Yep.
So that'll be fun to watch. There's been a lot of good matchups so far. Some of them have been really close, some of them just a couple seconds, and others are broader. But overall, I've just enjoyed seeing the progression in the tournament. And compared to last year's NMG tournament, I just feel like the culture is a little bit more relaxed this time around because we don't have runs that have ridiculously impossible tricks in them halfway through. So, last year we had 2 routes of no major glitches. One of them being short boost, which top runners can die there or lose 2-3 minutes there, and so much anxiety. And then with the other route, the same. The space pseudo can take a minute or 2 minutes, or you get it right away. So I think all runners had a lot of anxiety last time around or surrounding those big tricks in those runs. But
Mhm.
here you get past Adam Skip and it's just kind of smooth sailing more or less. I mean, yeah, you can make mistakes along the way, but there's not this major angst of a run killer up ahead. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I just think people are enjoying this tournament and it's been fun to play in it. It's been fun to watch. Um, and yeah, Greggy, you'll be up against Jay Lex, Satorha will be against Jay. And yeah, if you viewers want to follow these runners, they both stream a variety of games, including Metroid Dread. So let me think for a second. Uh, Greggy, as you keep doing this tournament, do you have a goal time that you want to try and get to, just in your own PB as you're grinding and practicing?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a 123. I mean, if I can get a 123 during the tournament, I'll be very satisfied with that. And
Mhm.
obviously trying to get a 120 eventually.
You're
And if
gonna
I get
get
a
it.
if I get a 123, I'm basically in a better pace than my 80% current PB, which is 121. So yeah.
Mhm.
See, the great thing is you can spend your time here and develop your movement because you don't have to worry about like 18 different terrible tricks.
Yep.
And then when you go back to any percent, de-rust on those tricks, you're just gonna demolish your PB. It's already happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with
Manager,
you.
for example, woke up this morning and PB'd in any percent just because. Like,
Yeah.
we're learning pretty quickly just because of this category. This category is great, as Meta
It
said
is.
earlier. There's just nothing to be scared about after a Caterus. You just get to play.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's a fun category for me, to be honest. I used to play it glitchless. So I say, you know what, let's try the no major glitch. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty
Yes,
fun.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely fun. I do like the the version that has the glitches in it, just because it's an extra skill check and it creates a little bit of you know, instability in your mind coming up to it. Just a little bit more challenging, but yeah, glitchless is also a lot of fun. Well, I know we've got other races coming up. I'm just gonna check the schedule because I know that there's one tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Sunday, Sabo versus Fortify at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be a little later. I know Fortify is on the West Coast. So tomorrow, 10:30. I don't know which channel it's going to be on yet, but keep an eye out for that. And like I said, follow Satorha and mrgreggyspike. Two really great guys. I've enjoyed getting to know both of them over the last year plus, and great members of the community. Is there anything else either of you would like to say before we sign out?
Greggy first.
I would just say GG again on your win, and stay tuned, guys, for the match between me and Joe Lake.
Hell
And
yeah.
Thank you so much for all the runners that enter the tournament. It's really fun. It's really makes me happy because I love Metroid games, and seeing all the people come together and play to enter the tournament, it's pretty fun. So yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And so to announce the future matchups that have not been scheduled yet on the winner side of the bracket, once again, I've advanced to meet Jaina, and then Meta mentioned Sabo and Fortify, which is coming up very soon. The winner of that will go against Justin. B-Dog and Delusional Prince will be matching against each other. That'll be scheduled soon. Arcandy and Exception are also playing against each other. And if we only take PBs into account, then the winners of those two will match each other, and it's going to be B-Dog versus Arc, which is a teaser for the grand finals. It's going to be a phenomenal race, I think.
Yeah.
Down in the losers bracket, we have Hobbit and Enolium. So that's going to be good too. They're great friends. So that's going to be great. The winner of Meta and Metal Militia Captain is going to go against Grubdog. And then there's Root and Mizumarin. Manager and Arcanox, again, two people who very much know each other, much like Hobbit and Ed, regulars in the Dread Discord. And then obviously we have Jack and Greggy. So stay tuned for these matchups. They're going to be absolutely phenomenal. And then once we get into like round 4 and the semis, we're going to see like close matchups out the ass. For sure. It's going to get really intense out of nowhere. So
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
hell yeah, dude. I'm trying my best to get on those commentators' benches. I just love watching good players play. Anyone else?
Yep.
Same. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm glad that we're doing these tournaments, and I hope that we'll continue doing them throughout future years. And thanks for everybody who's been participating in this one, and for all of you who helped organize. We really appreciate everyone. And again, great job to both of you runners. Congrats again, Satorha, on the win. Congrats, Greggy, on advancing to the other bracket. And we're going to call it a night. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I guess I'm supposed to say, see you next mission. So, see you next mission.
He said it.
See you next
Let's
mission.
do it. Let's blow up another planet. That's all we do is blow up planets. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Peace.